All right, Cam, let's do it.
Oh yeah, this is Sci-Fi Snob, and this is the Toplofty Lounge here for a smooth show for you today. Oh yeah, baby, in the 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, baby, yeah, here we go. In 11, 10, 9, oh yeah, baby, here we come. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Top Lofty Lounge, episode 82, Conversations for the Elevated. Welcome to all my fellow snobs. I am science fiction snob, your host for this show. And this week on the program, it's back to our regular movie night. And tonight's movie night, as you can see from the title, is Battle Beyond the Stars, the Roger Corman knockoff, 1980. We're going to talk about that tonight. And we're going to talk a little bit about some tools as Cam is coming near the end of his Advent tool calendar. So we're going to go over that as well, and talk about just do a little general, a little bit of blah blah blah, blah, usual stuff. Oh, and we have an announcement, which I think I'm going to make at the beginning of the show and the end of the show. It concerns our other show, the Babylon 5 show. And please excuse me if my voice is a little bit. I've been fighting flu. I pretty much got over it. Friday was the worst. Saturday was not too bad, but I'm still a little stuffed up. But I'm feeling a lot better than I was 2 days ago. That's for sure. Yeah. And also, you might hear a little noise in the background. That's the in the dugout here. We got the blowers going, to keep the doing the overpressure, keep out all the various chemicals and biological weapons, that sort of thing. And I turn that off. It should be going off soon. So yeah, if you hear that, don't worry about it. It's yeah, we sort it out soon. Before we get into that, though, let me introduce my co-host. He is the battle beyond beyond the stars to my Star Wars. It's Cam. Say hello, Cam.
Good evening, classic sci-fi fans.
You know what I should have said? I should have said you're the Magnificent Seven to my Seven Samurai or something like that.
Mm.
Oh,
Well, if you really wanted to hit me, you could say I'm your Battle Beyond the Stars to your Seven Samurai.
All right. Well, Dave, what those Advent notifications are all over the board on my end. Yeah. What I don't when they're not coming through. Is that what you're saying?
It has been very irregular views on those.
I'm setting them up. They go at 12:01 my time every morning. Like that's how I've been setting them up the whole time. So I don't know what's up.
Not for long. You'll be sorry when you've missed them.
YouTube treats us, the little guys, like
they bat us around like
treats us like crap.
Yeah, these are not good. Yeah. Hey, but it's almost over, so I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it.
I hope everyone else has enjoyed it too. I mean, I wish we saw a little more of that Cam excitement where we'd go ee and squeak. But Cammy's got to be cool as a cucumber, hiding his true feelings for his tools. Doesn't want to be too. But oh well, what are you gonna do? So what do you want to do? Do we want to make this big announcement first? I'm gonna make it the end of the show too, but I think we should.
Sure, let's grease the wheels a little bit.
Okay, as everyone knows, we've been talking about a big event, and we've hinted that this is for the Babylon 5 show, not for the show. Babylon 5 show.
Yeah, the show people actually watch to some degree.
The show that more people watch. But this is the signature channel show, though. I mean, this is the main one. You got to be in this one to be cool. So we are, we have lined up a pretty big interview, and we've got the date. Here it is. It's set up. Wednesday, January 28th. And the show's going to start a little early, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is that 2 hours early? I think that's 2 hours early. Is that right, Ken? No, it's 3 hours early.
From you?
Well, 3 hours earlier than the regular time, isn't it?
No, the show is normally at 11 Eastern. And you're saying, so it is 3 hours.
So it is 3 hours. Yeah. 11 minus 3 is
right.
8, right? So, 3 hours early just on that date, because we have to, we want to get the most out of it. But we have not announced who that special guest is, that guest interviewee. And but we will be announcing on the next Babylon 5 show that we have in the new year, the 7th of January. We're going to announce who the person is. Yeah. Now, there's rumors flying, Cam. I don't know if you've heard this or not. There's rumors flying that it's Cam's uncle's best friend who used to live down the road, guy who swept the floors of.
But they were huge fans of Babylon 5.
And they swept the floors of the set like back 30 years ago. Thanks, Dave. Congratulations. Yeah. That man's behind it. Is there any truth to that rumor, Cam? That it's your
no comment.
Your cousin's uncle's something guy who used to live beside him. I mean, the janitor on the show, he might have all the dirt. It might actually be a good, right? No,
maybe.
But listen,
all I can say is it's someone related to Babylon 5.
Yes, and I'm going to say a little more than that. I'm going to say that
oh my gosh, it's someone for Antifa. Look,
no.
Oh, I thought that's what Antifa. That hoodie guy was. Or no, I'm sorry, not Antifa. Anonymous. That's what I meant.
Anonymous. No. Now, okay, I'm going to say that this is like if I was thinking of who I would want to interview most from Babylon 5, there's two people that I think are the highest level, the most interest. Right? There's two I'm thinking of.
I would not comment any further if I were you.
Okay, but it's gonna be like, I'm like, it's big.
Just say you're excited.
It's big. I mean, it's like it's big. Okay.
You're really gonna spoil this, aren't you?
Okay, well, I just it's got
do not do
January.
It. Don't do it.
That's a long time. It's like 2-3 weeks from now.
All I will say is I would not miss this show if I was a fan of Babylon 5.
Yeah, and I think that our watchers, our audience, is going to be surprised that we were able to get this.
I'm surprised.
This big a guest. I mean, I'm surprised still too. Yes, of course. And it's great. Like I said, I couldn't pick. If I had to pick somebody, this would be one of those people. Anyway, other than that, I will deny everything. All right. So, Danny, we'll talk about her later. Yeah. We haven't started in yet. Okay. So, Cam, what have you done this week to improve your sci-fi snobbery?
I've had a hell week. So, I watched Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yes.
I've not been able to read anything. I've been whipped like a dog making short videos for this channel. all kinds
And
of
you'll do it till you get it right.
Yes, I've had car problems. I've had
car problems. Oh, you didn't tell me about that.
Family problem. It's just been
family.
Yes.
Oh, no. Well, mine's been, like I said, I've been kind of sick for the last 4 days. Mm-hmm. 2 of those I was like basically out for.
Stop licking doorknobs, number 1.
But they just look so tasty. It's hard to resist sometimes. It's pretty hard doing, you're like, oh, I got to do that last minute Christmas shopping when you feel like, garbage. But anyway.
Dave is asking about the interview. And I think we should just say at this point that we will make sure that we have an orderly and interesting presentation that will allow our guests to, delight the audience.
Yes. And we will. We do want to. I can tell this stuff. We will be on this after the 7th. Once we announce who it is, I'm going to put up there'll be a thing we'll put up in the Discord, and you can post your questions there. So if you have a specific question that you want to ask of this person, post it in there, and we like audience participation, and they'll be in some way, at the very least. One of the panelists will be like, this question comes from Dave, and it's XYZ. Licking doorknobs. No, it's not specifically a Canadian thing. I thought that was an American thing.
That's right. It's a Commonwealth thing. It's a British
I hadn't heard about it before. Now, I've heard of window lickers.
Ooh, that's a whole different thing.
Person who's not very bright. Just windows.
I'm going to say this show's going nowhere good right now. So why don't we direct this back to something a little less weird?
Well, okay. Sorry. So I haven't done much myself. My kid is, I said we finished Endgame. So now she just watched the last 2 Spider-Man movies, which are probably the only other post Endgame movies that are any good. So now she's pretty much done with any good movies. So I'm like, I have a couple other movies, and I'm going to force her to watch them and say, this is how you don't make a movie. Here's Marvel Internals. Did you fall asleep? Yes, I did. Why? Because it sucks. There you go. So stuff like that. Oh, and next week's show, we're gonna do the snobbies, right, Cam? Have you been thinking about that yet?
No, I've not thought about it at all. It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah. So we're going to do our award show, year end, best science fiction in various categories, best and worst. So listen, if you want to do, if you want to put in your ideas for the snobbies, who should get awards, best and worst, whatever in science fiction, you go to the Discord and, go into the Toplofty Lounge and that sub channel for the show and say, hey, here's what I think. Yeah, do that. Appreciate that. I've been working on my end. I'm sure Cam's been working on this too, right? Maybe not, but anyway. All right, let's get to it. Let's get right to the tools. Right, Cam? Unless there's something you wanted to
please do.
You wanted to do before that?
Nope.
All right. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so tools.
Yes, this is our 3rd week. Let's see. It would be day 15 to 21, which is through today, of the Wera Advent Calendar 2025. So here we have the top view, where we can kind of see things. Just so you can get an idea. But we can go to the next photo, and I can kind of go over them. All right. So we've got from left to right. Well, actually, in the back there, we have another a holder for these things. This one came on day 16, I think. And there was another one, very similar, but it's, some of the holes are specialized for holding the different things. So on the left, we have I already forgot what it was. I think it was I already forget. Torx 15 for Torx 15. There we go. Driver.
There, does that remind you there?
Yes. Thank you very much. Okay. I think I got it. And then we have a Phillips number 1, which almost as common as a Phillips number 2. Always nice to have those around. We have another 1,000-volt insulated flathead driver, which I forget. One of them was like a 3.5 millimeter, and one was a 2 millimeter or something. So the blade size. I'm not sure why that is. It again, these are used, I think, for panels and like thermostats and things like that. Small electronic kinds of things. It is, but having two flathead ones of pretty close small size is probably not something I'm gonna end up using both of. I probably would prefer to have a one be Phillips, but it's okay. And then we have we have a number 0 Phillips precision driver. They're the one with the next to the insulated yellow one, and then I think this was a 5 millimeter 3-inch hex bit driver. And then below that, we have another screw retainer. I did have to look that up. We had a different screw retainer that's just for different sizes. So basically that fits on the end of your driver, and then you can basically have it hold the screw. So if you got to get down in a hole or something like that without it dropping loose and getting out of place. So yeah, there we go. Week 3 completed. Only 3 days left.
Now, what about, give us a little bit of overview, Cam. Do you think these things are these Advent tool things of this one, or was it worth it to you?
It was to me. I think I bought it when the price was pretty high, because in past years they had sold out. So I think I bought it when it was, it was over $100. And it's now, I'm just looking on Amazon right now. Now you can get it for $63. If you don't happen to have, a large selection of screwdrivers and you want one, I'd say this is for $63. These are high quality tools. There's obviously there's 22 tools, and then the 2 stands. Not a horrible price for that. So you can still pick them up right now, apparently. So at that price, I'd say it's worth it.
I think that'd be pretty typical too. If you're looking and you're like, hey, this is, you got somebody who does a review like this, and they get part of the way through it, and you go, hey, that's pretty good. And then you're like, they're going to offer them halfway through, like the 10th of December. They're going to be like, gee, we didn't sell enough of these. Quick, cut the price and try to get them out there. People will buy them before the 20, because after the 25th, it's probably not going to be 24th. I mean, people are not going to be as interested. So,
well, it probably
can afford to wait.
Highly dependent on what it is that is in the kit. In this case, like, so for example, last year's tool counter, the 2024 one, is showing on Amazon for $109.
It's still that much?
Yeah. Okay. It was a cool one. I really enjoyed it.
I guess I'm wrong.
Well, it's like they have this product called a tool check, which is basically kind of a tool retainer, and it's got drivers and such. And this is like a mini tool check that it was the first one that came out. Now they have them. You could just buy them, on their website in different various formats. But this was the first one that had it, and it's a pretty nice selection. $109. That's probably overpriced for what you can get regular wise. But again, I enjoyed it. It also has some extras such as salt and pepper shakers themed to your tool bag, and and a bottle opener and things like that. But I really like the one from last year. I had a blast with it last year, to be honest with you, because spoilers, I had to open them a little early, to make the videos, and it kind of took a little bit of the fun out of it. But last year I was opening them on every day, and it was kind of a bright spot. It's like, oh, it's time to open the advent calendar. So yeah, I recommend it.
Salt and pepper shakers, like,
I didn't understand
when you're putting in a screw, you got to salt the screw. Like,
I can't explain it, but I'll tell you one thing: bottle openers are like a ubiquitous kind of thing in tool little kits and things. Those show up a lot, so
I can understand that.
Yeah, the salt and pepper shaker was a little strange, but you never know. When you're at the job site and you're like, hey, I'm having lunch, I need a little spice it up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go.
Okay. All right. Anything else about?
No, but do be sure to check back on Christmas Day itself for a final wrap up.
Yes, that's already all set up to go on the 25th. You're going to get to see all of the tools. So yeah.
And next week we will have the final 3 days. I think,
And maybe the wrap up too again.
yeah, because we haven't.
Do a wrap up too. Yeah.
Yep.
Look at them all. All right. Yeah, that's good. Next week. All right. Okay. Who's in the chat? Who do we got? We got Aldous is on the farm. Greetings. PB is here. Good to see you. Dave, of course, you mentioned Dave before. Dave is here licking doorknobs. Yeah. Well,
No, you're
Madman.
licking doorknobs.
Oh, I was. Oh no. Well, yeah. Madman is in the chat in the panel. Yeah. All right. Good to see you. And Jeff's here. Hey. Madman forgot his logo. Oh no. Yeah. And I think that's everybody that has decided to make their presence known. It says we got 8 people watching. Yeah. All right. All right. So we just jump right into the film.
Let's do it.
Camp. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to? Okay.
Yeah.
Battle Beyond this. Sure. Okay. Sure. Great. Yeah. I'll just carry the show there, brother.
Carry the show. Carry the
Battle-
show. I'm sick. Carry the show.
Okay. Okay. Battle Beyond the Stars. And I'm just reading a little bit from Wikipedia here, but I actually did rewatch it as we, the whole goal of the show. 1980 American space opera film, produced by Roger Corman, directed by Jimmy T. Murakami, and starring Richard Thomas from the Waltons fame, Robert Vaughn, George Peppard, John Saxon, which might not be a name you know, but if you have seen movies from the 60s through 90s, you'll recognize.
Yeah, I recognize him. I'm like, hey,
he's been in a lot of stuff.
I didn't know his name, but
including Mitchell, the classic Mitchell, starring Joe Don Baker, Sybil Danning, Darlene Flugel, Sam Jaffe, Jeff Corey, Morgan Woodward, Earl Bone, and Lynn Caitlin. Some of those names I admit not that well known to me. But here's the thing. I was watching the beginning and I'm like, this sounds really familiar. The sound, the score. And I'm like, oh, wait, it's James Horner did the score to this, went on to, very famous composer, including.
And sorry, go ahead.
Star Trek, Star Trek 2, and I think beyond that. But, did a ton of stuff and very good, and he did, just quickly looking at it, he did Avatar, Aliens, American Tail, Field of Dreams, Apollo 13, Braveheart, Beautiful Mind, House of Sand and Fog, Willow, Land Before Time, Glory. Oh my God, I forgot that he did Glory. Man, this guy's a legend. Anyway, so yeah, and so this is, I think it said it was his third film that he did on that. So, this is.
And there was someone else that was fairly important on this film.
James Cameron of even, bigger fame, and he did the special effects and things on this, in this movie, which, so again, this is kind of a movie that maybe a lot of people don't know about. I saw it in the theater, originally, when it originally played. I'm guessing there's not a lot of people have done that. Aldous said he liked it, so maybe he saw it in the theater. Dave is saying a very enjoyable score. My God, yeah. So this movie that's kind of, it's Roger Corman, right? Known for B movies. You wouldn't expect a lot out of this movie necessarily, right? Now, again, when I was a kid and I saw this movie, I had no idea who Roger Corman was or wasn't. It was like, this is a space thing, and I'm going to damn well see it. So I did, and I enjoyed it when I was a kid, I have to admit. But getting back to is there anything you want to interject at this point?
No, you're doing good.
Okay.
I was going to talk a little bit about the, box office and that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, I'll just finish the intro and then you could go into that. Essentially, though, this movie is a remake of The Magnificent Seven, which is a remake of The Seven Samurai. Oddly, it stars Robert Vaughn, who was in The Seven Samurai. I'm sorry, The Magnificent Seven. So it's a very classic story by this time. The original Seven Samurai came out in 1954 and Magnificent Seven in 1960. So this is 20 years after that. We'll stop there before we get into the plot. So you can talk about the behind the scenes stuff a bit if you like.
Yeah. So it nominated for 5 Saturn Awards, including Best Science Fiction Film and Best Special Effects. Sybil Danning was winning a special award for outstanding achievement. I don't know what you got that for. So maybe something outstanding. Never mind. I think she's a former Playboy playmate, right?
I don't know.
Playboy, pet or whatever you could call them. I don't know. The girl of the month. I think she was in Playboy. They sure didn't give her a great costume. It kind of made her look a little weird. But anyway, the budget was $2 million, and supposedly it made either 11 million or 3.6 million. I think 11 million is the total gross. Maybe in 3.6 is the I'm just checking here. Okay, I think it made 11 million. 3.6 million is the number of it made for rentals in the U.S. and Canada. So maybe that's 11 million total, and 3.6 million of that is from rentals. So maybe that's how they're figuring it out. But it made more money than cost $2 million. $2 million, I think. And did you say that was the most expensive Corman flick to date?
No, I didn't say anything about the budget.
I thought I read something that it was Corman's most expensive film to date at the time. All right.
Well, just a little bit about the production stuff. Like I said, the score stands out. To me at least. Again, it has some of those same overtones that you hear from some other Horner's work, but it's good. And then again, for a very low budget movie, is it Star Wars quality special effects? No, but
No.
they're not terrible. They're
pretty good. I have to admit, looking at it and going, oh, it's 1980. It's not models, and but it's not as good. But I mean, it's pretty high up there, especially for a Corman film. Right?
It is models. It is models.
Yeah. But I mean, blowing up the models and the sort of the more detailed stuff that, Just Light Magic did more. That's the next level up in my view, right?
Yeah,
they didn't go as far. It's not Industrial Light and Magic level model.
Right. Yeah, this is
special effects. It is a step below that,
right.
But still pretty good.
Yeah, and I agree. Very, very workable for this movie. So should we get into the plot?
I guess I was surprised at how the quality. Like, I guess maybe the last Corman one we saw was the Fantastic Four one, and so I was like, wow, this is. I'm watching the movie. I'm saying, wow, this is a real movie. Like, it's got lighting is good, and I mean the effects are all, of the same quality level and not taped together with duct tape and a glue gun and some, like, it all fits and it's a quality movie. So I was a little surprised at that, I guess. But I guess I haven't seen all of Corman's stuff, but compared to the last one, yeah.
Right. And, you got to keep in mind that Richard Thomas, was a star on The Waltons, which was never a show that I had any interest in as a kid. It's like, oh, The Waltons, give me anything else than that. It just wasn't a show, but it was a popular show. He was he won an Emmy Award and such. This is not some clown. I mean, he's a legit actor, right? As is Robert Vaughn and George Peppard. George Peppard. I don't. Go ahead.
I couldn't imagine when I mean, I didn't look into any details before the thing was on, but then I'm watching the movie and I'm going, hey, isn't that Robert Vaughn? What the heck is he doing in a Roger Corman? And that's George Peppard. Like, he's a big star at this time, isn't he? What's he doing in a Corman film?
Right. These are
what's going on?
These are known, respected actors, right? John Saxon too. Again, a huge.
And again, John Saxon. His name did not I don't know his name, but I'm like, oh, that guy. Like, I've seen him all over the place. He's a big name too. What's he doing here?
He's kind. I think he's known mostly for playing kind of nefarious guy, villains. Excuse me, but one thing I didn't know, he was in Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee, like another martial artist guy. He was like a good guy in that. And it's like, again, a very storied career for this guy.
Enter the Dragon. I remember him now.
I mean, again, he's one of those guys. One of these actors is like, yeah, I know I've seen him in a million things, kind of deal. So and I think Aldous mentioned in the chat, it's like he was good in this movie, right? I mean, he's the villain. He's like an over the top villain, but he did well with it. Okay, long story short, this movie's really not bad. I mean, it's like one of these. Nobody that I know of talks about this movie. I'm not sure that I saw this movie between the time I saw it in the theater and 2 days ago or whenever I watched it. And it's not. But when you mention, it's like, yeah, I always remembered this movie. It was always. It never faded from my memory for whatever reason. Again, it was in the days of when I would latch on to any sci-fi thing, and maybe because I mean it is a classic story. It's the Seven Samurai, right? And it I'll just mention a lot of cool ideas. The characters are analogs in a lot of ways. Okay, so Richard Thomas's character, it's a little different because he's so in the Seven Samurai, if you haven't seen it, it's basically a very similar plot. You have basically a farm village that's being abused by these bandits and such, who come and basically take their crops and so on and so forth. And same thing as Magnificent Seven. So some of the farmers go to try and find some samurai to help them and defend their village. But then as I recall, the movie, and it's an Akira Kurosawa movie, again, a famous Japanese director. And
it's the planet is named after him.
Right. And so the the story then kind of follows the samurai. I forget their names, the older samurai, and then the young guy. But in this case, Richard Thomas's character, Sador, right? No, that's the warlord. Shad is Richard Thomas's character, and he's from the farm planet, and he's kind of becomes one of the warriors, though, essentially in this. So it's a little different, but it's the same basic plot, and we can go through the specific plot if you want at this point. Or
if you want to give a quick summary, just so everybody knows what's up.
Okay, so so it's again, this is a space opera kind of thing. So there's planets all over the place, and they make reference to different galaxies and such. The movie doesn't go too much into a deep sci-fi of how space travel is accomplished and things. It's basically just airplane in space. No mention of.
We'll be back in a week. Okay.
Yeah, no mention of hyperspace or warp drive or any means of propulsion that would make any of this realistic. And they're talking about multiple galaxies which
It's all hand wavium.
yeah, I mean, even in Star Wars or Star Trek, it's like they're confined in their own galaxies for the most part. You know, that's and you don't just cross the galaxy in any of these things. So you know, a little bit of you know,
Hand wavium.
yeah, yes, exactly. But okay, so you know, you have this farm world, and then you know you're introduced to Sador, who is this warlord guy who flies around in his big ship and threatens everybody. And he explains, you know, basically he just shows up and says, "You're going to give me this or that, and if not, I'll kill you all." And he explains he has a doomsday weapon. What? I forget the name of it. It was the
Stellar converter.
stellar converter. There you go.
Converts you into a stellar.
Yeah, and then he just starts murdering people as a demonstration of his power. You know, it's like
That was kind of
yeah. He just like
Sniper.
he's just using some they're just blowing, you know, lasering people to death
from space or something.
Right. Well, they kind of came into the atmosphere, I think, and he had a holographic projection of himself, and so Sador has his goon squad is a bunch of mutants. I guess they're these, you know, kind of. I mean, they're humanoid, but they're basically messed up in some way or another. You know, they get big scarred faces and stuff like that.
They kind of look like the original. You know, the original running. No, the original. Which the Mars one from with Schwarzenegger. Not Running Man, the other one.
Total Recall,
where he goes to the, he goes into the goes to Mars and he goes into the Venusville and the prostitute area. There's one guy with a big flap over his face. They kind of got a big. All the mutants seem to have a big, cut diagonal through their face and like a scar open sort of thing. And I'm like, okay,
yeah, and Sador
and their blood's green. Later on, we find
that. Sador is. We find out through the movie he's basically he's got some kind of decaying disease or something, and he he gets like organ grafts or feet or arms and stuff like attached to him from others. So, and at some point he talks about how he's going to live forever or something. So I guess he's immortal via that. I don't remember if they really went into why that is, but we do see his doctor at one point attaching parts to him. But he's a creep, right? This guy's
and that's a plot point later on with his arm there.
Right, right.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of good.
Yeah, so he's a brutal, evil guy. They make that point right off the bat. It's not like, oh yeah, they're just kind of bandits and they're going to take their stuff and go. This guy's ugly. Now, dude.
I didn't really get okay, why is he at this planet in particular? Because it's a piece of it's some farm planet and the people are low technology. Nobody cares enough about this planet. Why does he want this planet for?
I don't remember what at the beginning there was they're flying through space and they his number 2 guy or whatever is like, oh, we found this, and he's like, interesting. It's basically they have no defenses. It's like right on. So they roll right. It's basically the only thing they had technologically was a weather satellite or something, where it was a manned satellite. They had a couple guys up there and they roll in and they're like, oh, someone's here. And they're like, let's just talk to them. And they're, being like polite and everything. And they just blow the crap out of the thing.
Yeah,
they just blow it up.
That was really mean.
Yeah, it was. So this guy's an a-hole, right?
Yeah.
So they threaten him and they, basically says in 7 cycles or whatever, which I guess, a week, we'll come back, and if you don't comply, he'll just destroy them all. So then we learn, we see like their council or whatever. We see, Richard Thomas' character is in the crowd when all this is going on, and he's got a sister, right? That's his sister, right?
I don't know.
Okay, boy, yeah, you really watch this
the
movie.
One that he's talking to.
Yeah.
When he's down there, what was her name? Kelvin? Is that Laura Cody's Kelvin?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's hard to tell from their pictures nowadays.
Yeah,
they're all different. But anyway.
In any case, so their council or whatever, they're like, we have no weapons, we have nothing, we have to just do what they say and da da da. Okay, so then
She's the one who likes George Papard, right? Is that the one you mean?
That was an older lady.
Okay, that's not as okay. Never mind. Sorry.
So, as it turns out, there's a guy, Zed is his name. So he's a Akira Corsair, which is like he's heroes, I suppose, from the past, and he's an old man at this point.
Is
but
he blind?
Is he?
He looks like he's blind. He's kind of staring into space all the time. I thought, is that guy blind or not? He looks kind of acting like he's blind. But anyway. Anyway, sorry, I'm disrupting conversation here.
So it's revealed then, John Boy here, John Boy is Richard Thomas's name on the Waltons, comes in, Shad, and we get this reveal, a little exposition here that this Corsair's ship is still here, which apparently they didn't know about. Okay, so wait a minute, just to mention that Sador leaves behind a ship with two of these mutant idiots on it to watch over them. So it's revealed that they has the ship, and he's going to go and try and find help, people to help defend them, and so the reason why he's going is because apparently he's flown the ship before, and the ship has an AI named Nell, or the ship is named Nell, I guess, and it knows him, and has experience with him. So he's like, well, I'm the one to go.
I like Nell. I like Nell voice and stuff. I thought that was a pretty good character.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, so the ship is really one of the characters, and then so they get Zed. I think mentions that there's this guy, Doctor. How do you say it?
Hephaestus.
Yeah, Hephaestus. Who he had worked with in the past. When he was a spacefaring hero, and so that's the first place he's going to go and try and get weapons or help of some kind. So he does. Again, this is the classic Seven Samurai stories, right? Is the farmers go out to try and hire samurai. And so he goes there, and the station is it's just all androids except for Hephaestus and his daughter.
Well, I don't know about that.
What do you mean?
Well, is Hephaestus really a person?
Yeah, he's basically a head, and
you're being very generous with your human.
Yeah, he was human at least, but he's hooked up to a machine essentially, and so the daughter, what's his Nanelia.
Yeah, it was these weird names. I mean, you're right. Nanelia, you're right. I mean, it's just, I'm like, what happened to Kathy and, whatever. Anyway.
Right. So he comes, or he goes there, and he talks to the daughter and everything. And again, there's all these android robots, and he's asking her for help, and he's basically like, no, he doesn't want to do that because he wants him to marry his daughter, and so there will be children and humans living on the station because it's just the two of them. So he convinces her, to of his cause, and they basically disable one of the androids, and then he's able to escape, and then she follows him in her ship, which doesn't have any weapons, but has computers that she explains can analyze the attacks and things and help in that way.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would have stayed there, man. Like, the girl's pretty hot, safe.
Mm-hmm.
The androids are a little bit weird, but what did you think of the android? How they portrayed them? We don't see them except of this part. We see them, and then that's it. Right?
I mean, they're guys acting like robots, so
yeah. I thought that was pretty. It was too bad the way that they had them move, and they were fairly consistent with it, and it was a little bit of a different, not completely different, but a slightly different way to show an android and stuff. So they put some effort into it. I appreciated that.
All right. So they take off, and I think they split up at this point to go try and find different different people to contact to help them. And so when Sadar was leaving the planet after threatening them, I think he mentioned that there was somewhere else he had to go, an earlier threat that he had to make good on or something. And so Shad encounters the character named Cowboy, who is George Papard, and he's a trucker, a space trucker essentially, and he's from Earth. Actually, it's like, yes, he's actually from Earth, which is strange. He has a Confederate flag on the outside of his
oh noes.
Yeah, his
cancel him.
His space truck, and I guess a Southern boy, right. And he is delivering laser guns, hand weapons to this planet, Umatel.
Yeah, Umatel,
which is is the one that Sador is going and destroys. So basically, they use the stellar converter to destroy that, and so he's basically like, hey, you want some weapons? Because I can't. I don't have enough fuel to get home or whatever. So,
and my buyer has just been turned into a son.
He's like, they're already paid for, so he's like, weapons. Oh, great. And then it's like,
never pay ahead, people.
That's right. Not that it matters to them at that
cash
point.
on delivery.
Right. And so this says Confederate battle flag, not the Confederate political flag. And he so he he's a gunslinger, I guess, and so he convinces him to that he can help them with their infantry defense, their not the space defense, but he'll go with them and help. So then again, so they go around, they're collecting them. They run into these clones that are a collective consciousness. They're named Nestor. And I guess they're scattered all over the place, but they have these groups, and there's 5 of them, I think. And I think they said that they needed like 4 or something, and they carry a spare.
4 and a spare.
Yeah. So they're and so they're literally just one mind, and they all experience the same thing and all that.
Yeah. So I assume that they're part of a bigger mind, but they had to send 5 clones because they had to operate the ship. So this is how this bigger mind sends out, finds out about the universe, I guess.
Yeah. I think they're connected. They're all connected through the whole thing still, like the Borg kind of, and they mentioned, it's like, oh, what can you pay them or whatever. It's like, well, they just explained that they're bored or something, or they need to keep their minds active or be entertained. So that's why they decide to join. And then Shad comes to this planet where it's all abandoned and like dead. It was kind of like some kind of weird town or something. It looked like I don't know if it was a casino or what was it? Do you remember?
I don't know. Bombed
some
out,
kind of but they had like
destroyed.
Some kind of space hooker thing, and it was like
like I thought he was gonna recruit some chick that was gonna Zeus the guy or something. But
but it was like a weird,
he chose one, and then she was, of course, dead.
Like a zombie or a mummified kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he eventually runs into a guy who's there, and it's this dude, basically sitting on something. This is Gelt. This is Robert Vaughn's character.
Yeah.
And he basically,
holy crap, it's Robert Vaughn.
Right.
How did he get out of this movie?
And he explains that, he's like hiding out here essentially. And he explains that he can't show his face on any civilized planet because he's this, extremely famous assassin who, basically a mercenary that just works for hire, and he doesn't care about any of this. And the guy's like, oh, okay, well, and he explains that he's got immense wealth but it's like, I can't use any of it because no one, basically I'll just be killed if I go anywhere. And so Shad's like, oh, okay, I'll thanks anyway. And the guy's like, wait a minute, you didn't understand. It's like, your deal sounds great to me. Let's do it.
I'm bored.
essentially he's like, all I need is a place to hide, and he says it's like, I've eaten whatever. He says something like, not good is basically he doesn't even eat well, and it's basically, farm planet, we can give you food and a place to hide, and he's like, sounds great, let's do it. So he does. He's like, he joins up. And then, do you want to take over any of this, or should I just keep
No,
going?
you go ahead. I'll just keep adding my 2 cents. If you
Okay,
want.
I've already had a show before this one, so my throat's
All right.
getting
All right. You
a
want
little
me to take over? All right.
Mm.
So he goes. So he's heading back after Gelt agrees. He's heading back, and he gets approached by Saint Examen of the Valkyrie. I don't know if I said that right, but that's the character that what's her name? Sybil Danning plays. And she's some sort of she's from this Valkyrie. They're a warrior group. They want to do this fight in battle. She's just looking to prove herself in battle. She's heard about this, and she wants to join up. And Shad says, he goes, nah, he finds her annoying, and he says, no, go away. We don't want you. She's like, she follows them anyway.
Right. You know what? I'm sorry. That reminds me. The one thing I forgot to mention earlier, when he was leaving with Nell, they like ran the mutants that were left behind to watch him, and he didn't want to blow them up. He said it was like, oh well, we're gonna.
Oh yeah, that's very early.
Yeah. We'll let them reveal their hand or something. So anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to the chat. Yeah, you missed that Earl Bowen. Yeah, he's plays one of the Nesters. He's the doctor from the Terminator. Yeah, that's him.
Another guy you would recognize, if not in from a ton of things.
The makeup was, and he didn't do the main talking. He was like he was another guy. Yeah. Sorry, let me just quickly go. Robert Vaughn will redo a magnificent seven story one more time, and Kung Fu the Legend continues. Yeah, exactly. So they go back and they have to go through the Lambda zone. I don't know why they. But this is where he told the girl wait for him, right?
Well, I thought she went off to find. They were going to meet up there, but
meet up in the Lambda zone after he goes and gets everybody else, right?
Yeah, just real quick about the Valkyrie chick here is she's got a little ship that she's flying around in, and he's like real pissy with her for some reason.
Yeah. I'm like, he's a free person that wants to help you. She's a warrior.
Like, and he's like, get lost. We don't need you, And she's like,
yeah, okay. She's like, well, I'm going to be there anyway. I'm like, what? Whoa. You need all the help you can get, dude.
Right. So, and then Nan, let's just call her Nan. She gets captured, right?
Oh yeah, but okay. So, but this happens while this happens before he gets back, right? This happens like right after she goes to the Lambda zone, and she's waiting for him there, and she gets attacked by a light creature, and then there's some, she gets taken onto their ship, and it's like the lizard guy, right? He's like some lizard, Cayman, yes. And they talk about, he's like, they're gonna. First he says they're gonna feed her to something, and he goes, I'm gonna feed her to this. It eats organic material. And I'm like, yeah, of course, it's a living thing. It eats organic material. And then he kind of goes back. He says, no, you're kind of good looking. I can maybe sell you for more money somewhere else. And then she mentions the fact that they want to kill Sador. They're looking for mercenaries, and he goes, Sador, I hate that guy. All right, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna come help you kill Sador.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty lucky.
Yep.
But that happens before, like during the time that Shad is still going off and finding the rest of the people, right?
Yeah. These are happening simultaneously, essentially.
Yeah. So finally he comes back and he meets her there, and she goes, hey, I got Cayman here too. And they're like, okay, yay. And they want to go back. They're all going to go back and back to the home world there, Akir, right?
Yes.
All right.
So they're gathering a group here. The two idiots, mutants, capture Shad's sister, apparently, there was a marriage ceremony or something going on,
Yeah. They were talking about going. They're like, oh, we got to keep going. We got to keep. Life must go on, and we have to keep, planning for the future, assuming that we're not all going to die. And so, is she the one getting married, or she was just there at the wedding?
I wasn't clear on that.
I wasn't clear either. But anyway, she gets captured by the two guys.
Right. And so they've got them on their ship, but this is when the other, the crew is now showing up, and Gelt ends up killing them, blowing up their ship.
They go by, but Gelt is kind of hanging in the back, right?
Right.
And I don't think he gets told. He's just like, let's take care of this problem before it. Now, do they actually? They're attempting to grape her. Do they actually do it?
I don't know.
They start to, and then they're like, "Oh, they're coming back! Quick, back in the controls!" And then she interferes.
Yeah, she's grabbing the controls, trying to fight him off, and that's when they all get blown up.
And Gelt blasts them, and he kills her. I'm like, oh, I don't. Is Shad gonna find out about that later and be mad about that, or maybe they should have tried to disable them? Or oh well, things happened.
Right.
Life goes on.
Yeah. So now they're back at Akira, and they're going to, they're starting their plan. So this is like, again, Magnificent Seven. They're here, and they're, Cowboy's going to train the the people to defend themselves and so on with the laser guns. At first they arrive and everybody's hidden or whatever, and then Shad's like yelling at him, these are heroes here to help you or whatever. And anyway, so I guess they kind of warm up to it, and then they, they're having some sort of I don't know, dinner or something. They're like Cowboy is like roasting hot dogs or whatever, and
yeah, like I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, it was a little strange.
They really wanted this campfire. Like Cowboy had to have his campfire. Like they're all around the campfire type of thing. What's that? Oh, it's an Earth delicacy. It's a hot dog. Oh, doesn't taste like dog at all. Right. There's no dog in it. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So it's this kind of weird thing, and then it's basically, Sador comes back, and they have this fight in space, with whatever these little few ships they have, and they're fighting the the small ships or the fighters that come from Sador's forces.
But they come up with the plan though, right? The girl, Nate, it was
Nan. Let's just say Nan.
Nanalina, the one that Shad is gonna be romantically involved with.
What?
Well, I mean, he obviously likes her. She determines that in order to fire the stellar converter, they gotta the shields got to go down.
Yeah,
that's when they're vulnerable. So they have their plan already. If they can get them, then it'll work.
Right.
Sorry, I just wanted to add that in.
Sure. And so they have this fight, in which this is the part I'm not remembering it correctly. Well, Gelt basically takes out a bunch of guys, but he ends up getting shot down, and crashing back on the planet. And then
he tries to get it. Tries to dogfight his way into into what's his name's ship, make his way in there, and I guess to kill him or something. I'm assuming he's going to sneak on there and kill him or something, but he doesn't make it. He gets shot down.
Right. So then they have you have this lull at this point, I think, where there was I think there was a ground attack as well in here, where Cowboy was leading the resistance fighters down there, and then there's this kind of stopping point where and
big
somehow,
battle scene, and they kind of fight them off,
right?
Cowboy and their guys, they kind of fight them off,
right? And so one of the nesters get captured, and I missed. I must have blinked or something and missed how that happened. But one of them got
I
captured.
assume they gave him up, but I didn't see it either. I'm like, wait, they caught him. Oh, okay, yeah.
So they try to question him, like, oh, we're going to tell us where their forces are set up or whatever, what their plan is, and
Well,
he's like, go ahead.
Yeah, well, first they ask him, are you impervious to pain?
And he's like,
And
no,
he
quite
says,
the opposite.
No, no, the opposite. I'm very sensitive to pain. Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's got his goon up there, the doctor, or whatever, that's going to torture the guy, and he's, doing his villain monologuing and such,
Threatening him with the what was it, like the laser chainsaw? It looked like some sort of glowing chainsaw thing.
Yeah. And they do. I guess they end up killing, and so Sador, who's he's shown it with his his arm in it.
I thought they turned the clone off. Like basically, he killed himself, right? Like they just, I'm gonna just, since we can't do the pain, we'll just turn him off, and he died, right? Like that's what I thought they did.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because they don't the doctor's like, oh, he's dead. He's like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, so then he's like, well, I'll take that guy's arm. Because it's it's like, yeah, he's got a healthy arm.
Yeah.
So Sador has like a bad arm. His arm is in a sling.
I missed that too. I didn't know his arm was bad. I'm like, oh, he's got a bad arm. Okay.
Right.
Anyway.
And so he does. This doctor, he's again, like, this is where we find out, that he grabs all these different parts. One of the other mutants mentioned it, that it's like, oh, he's got that guy's foot. He disobeyed him, so he took his foot or whatever, presumably killing him. But so he gets this new arm attached to him, and then
I like this part.
Yeah. Then the Nestor, who we saw this earlier, that when Shad came to them, they have mental powers. They can kind of control people, because they were going to make him shoot himself or whatever. So now he was gonna shoot that, threaten them, and right.
They put the gun to his own head.
Right. So now they're using their brother's arm here, that's now attached to this guy, and they have him like grab. It was a knife, right, or something he had.
Yeah. He had a big knife on the side of his thing. He grabs his own knife.
Right. So they try to get him to kill himself, by controlling him through this, this arm.
All the four nesters on the thing are taking their right arm, and they're pulling it across their throat as if they had a knife in it. Meanwhile, Shador actually has a knife in his, and his arm is going to do the same thing. And they almost get him too, right? Like he cuts his skin a little bit.
Yeah, the doctor helps fend off the attack.
Yeah.
And then he cuts it. He's like, cut it off or whatever. So they cut the arm off. And so he survives. He ends up back with his old arm, I guess, because he has it back.
No, he has no arm.
Does it? Is it gone?
Yeah, in the final scene where he's like, I mean, his arm is obviously tied to his body and stuff, but he's got no arm, like from the shoulder.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they cut it off at the shoulder. I thought it was only missing like the bottom half of his arm, but I guess they go on the safe side, just cut from the shoulder, just to be sure. Right. Anyway,
so then they have this a couple scenes here where they have Gelt is badly wounded, and Shad is there, and he dies, and then this is a scene that I remember this very distinct. This is like the scene that I remember from the movie. Is Shad says, have somebody prepare a meal for him and bury it with him. And he's like, the guy's like, what? And he's like, that was our deal. And so I always, I don't know, that always stuck with me for some reason. Reminding that scene.
Yeah.
And then, Nan, whatever, Nanella, is like, oh, take me with you or whatever. They have this whole interlude with Shad and her. And it's like, oh,
it's the calm before the next part of the battle.
Right. And so she's like, oh, take me with you. No, something happened to her ship, right?
I don't remember that.
I think in the initial fight or something, she
ship gets blown up,
lost her ship, or it got damaged or something. But, and so they're both gonna go. They're up on with Nell. Nell, they're gonna
Sador's guys are going to attack again, but this time they have like a sonic tank, which the good guys have no defense against. So this is kind of the part two. They've fought them off. Their secret assassination attempt didn't work, and now Sador's going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no mercy this time.
I'm forgetting what Kamen was doing at this point. I know that he was like, he's mine, at one point.
No, but that's only at the very end. Like he tries, and like this is after, like this is the next part is this next battle part where, not to give it away, but basically everybody else who has a ship left, I guess that's everybody except Gelt, gets blown up attacking him, because that's when Kamen is gonna, he's gonna die in the second part, and meanwhile the tank is gonna be pushing back the good guys while that's going on too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Nope. So, so now they're limited on ships at this point to fight, but the Valkyrie, she still has her ship, I think. And then Nell, and is that it? Well,
Kamen has ship. Gelt doesn't. Okay. Gelt's been
Gelt's dead at this point. And
Cowboy doesn't have. I mean, he's fighting.
His ship was never good for the fight.
Yeah, he's not.
So, okay, They go up there. They have another fight. They, basically Sador's forces are depleted, but they are the main ship is still his main ship is still powerful, and so he gets basically wiping them out. And then the Valkyrie gets wiped out, right? She ends up dying.
Yeah.
And it was like she. Oh, it's okay. So I'm just reading. It says she apparently disabled the stellar converter.
Yeah,
in her attack.
The stellar converter. The Valkyrie does. Yeah.
Yeah, and she had mentioned earlier, it's like, a glorious death or whatever, and or something, and John Boy's like, there is no such thing, and she's like, well, you've never seen one of us die, so
yeah.
She's able to fulfill her life's mission apparently.
Yeah, and the other everybody else gets picked off,
right?
Except for Shad.
Nell. Yeah,
Shad and Nell the ship,
right?
With Shad and Nenalia in it.
Yeah, and so but. Nell is damaged, so it's like she doesn't remember them, or like her memory's not working, and she's malfunctioning a lot and everything, and so
she's having trouble counting.
Right, and she doesn't recognize them, and so she's not really following orders and everything. But they basically get captured in a tractor beam and pulled in, and so they decide to self-destruct, and Nell goes along with it, but she's trying to count down, and she can't remember the numbers or whatever.
Give us 30 seconds to get away. And she's like, okay, let me count down. 19, 47, 12. Right. Like, and he's like, maybe just start at 10.
Right. So
and she still screws that up.
Right. So they basically run off to escape pod. She blows up the stellar converter or whatever, and then destroys, the hammerhead, which, is Sador's ship. So they defeat him.
Yes.
And then they have, some a very short bit of mention. It's like, they're the Akir, the Varda they refer to is their. I'm not clear on what it is. Is their holy book or their
religion or something?
And
philosophy.
And it's like, people are only dead when when.
Everyone who knows them.
Yeah, everyone who ever knows them are hurt. Right. So and then it very abruptly ends, and that's just it. It's like, okay.
Well, doesn't he kisses the girl though too?
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
I guess I don't remember.
And it's over.
Yeah. Okay. So. It's kind of a simple storyline.
Yeah. Live fast, fight well, have a beautiful ending. I want to live forever. Do you want to talk a little bit about Sador's his little speech? Like his head mutant guy is like, oh, the stellar converter is overloading or something. We're all gonna die. It's like, no, I want to live forever. And he's sort of standing there, and they're all of them are all running around. No, this can't be happening. And of course, it blows up.
Yeah.
Oh well. I guess you're wrong.
Right. That was it. It's like
That's it.
It's the Magnificent Seven, basically. Without, well, Magnificent Seven is a classic, right? I mean, is this a classic? No. It's a remake of a remake, essentially.
It's Roger Corman's finest. Come on.
Well, again, it wasn't a horrible movie. This is 1980, and it holds up fairly well.
People are gonna be upset. I was disappointed, man. I'm like, what?
You were disappointed.
This is the movie I was just like, what is going? Like, they're just going from place to place. Hey, you want to come help us? Sure, no problem.
Well,
you want to come help us? Sure, no problem. Yeah, but it's not like it's just like, yeah, okay, we'll come. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it is a little bit, convenient for everybody, but
I gotta agree at the beginning. This is, I mean, it's not Star Wars, that's for sure. It's I mean, it's the Magnificent Seven. It's yeah. It should not. I should not have been saying this is the Star Wars ripoff. It's just simply Corman trying to cash in on Star Wars. That is everybody's doing. Everyone likes space now. Let's do that. But it was not. It was nothing like Star Wars. Well, I shouldn't say nothing like it. It did have a planet-destroying weapon, but it's the Magnificent Seven. You're right, Cam.
Yeah. So,
it's a classic.
Well,
I was disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great movie. But I don't think it's a horrible movie either. It's like, yeah, I remember liking it as a kid. And like I said, it basically works. It's a little abrupt in some ways, and again, nothing against Richard Thomas, but he's not my idea of an action hero.
Yeah.
He's kind of very is his sincere kind of down home kind of look to him,
which should have kind of fit with the farm boy thing, but it just didn't really work for me.
Well, yeah, they kind of made him try to get kind of salty at times and kind of uppity and there was one thing about it's like, oh, he doesn't want to try and kill these bad guys, and Nell's like, no, you got to take them out or whatever, and then he does. It's like, oh, I kind of killed them, but it's like, yeah, you did great. There's obviously it's just not a lot of character development in this. It's just,
and then he's going on about but the Varda, and I'm like, what the hell is this Varda thing? They don't really explain that either. They just sort of reference it.
Yeah,
like if you watch Star Wars, you're like, oh, the Force, like. You get a little explanation, you get it, but yeah.
Well, it's funny. Outpost Nerd is mentioning Last Starfighter, movie I also recall seeing in the theater, and in the back of my mind, it's like they're kind of interchangeable if I don't think about it too much. Not exactly the same plot, but there's a few similarities. But I do I have nostalgia for this? Not really. Do I want to watch it more? No. But like you said, there's like some.
Well, this is my first time seeing it.
Okay.
For this, so I don't have nostalgia, but yeah.
What am I going to say about it? Like Weatherman saying, "Is it Roger Corman? What do you want? Picture of the year?"
Yeah.
No.
I thought maybe a little bit more story, but yeah. I mean, our Darlana Flugel, who played Nanalia, and Sybil Danning, I thought they both did good jobs. Both the female, they're the main female characters. Though Sybil Danning, her costume, I thought was like, oh, come on, you could have given her a better costume than that. They were going for sexy, but it was just like,
I'm sure that costume was the highlight for many people.
No, it could have made a sexy costume that wasn't all squishing her in there. As she's lying on the thing, they're all squishing her, and she's all like, ugh. I'm like,
Well,
oh, that looks really uncomfortable.
That's kind of the thing. Her ship, it's like she's very reclined in it. It's like it looks.
She's lying down on her back.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, three-quarter reclined.
They could have given her something sexier if they wanted to, like if that's what the main thing was. I assume they're using a costume from some other show.
Well, it looked like something that would have been in Flash Gordon movie.
Yeah,
right. It would have fit right in there.
But she did have a costume change, right? She had the first thing, and then she changed it, and it was something different later. I thought. I mean, they did the best they could with what they had. They did a good job. They could have been better with her costume. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think Robert Vaughn and George Peppard were the kind of the highlight of the movie for me. I like Robert Vaughn's character because he's just like at one point, they're all on the planet, like when the hot dog thing is going on, and he's over there like cleaning a gun or something, and some kids are like, they're like, the farm kids are like, are you a bad man? He's like, yep.
Yep.
And then they're like, well, why or whatever. He's like, he said something like, well, when people don't fit into whatever year is, then that makes them bad. And so he's kind of like a little, angry about it scene, but he's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm a bad guy. Sure.
And he's a good actor, of course.
Yeah, he is. And again, this is a bit of a cheesy movie. I mean, it's not the worst by any means, but it is, not the greatest. And he played it very straight, as did Richard Thomas. I mean, it wasn't played for laughs. I mean, it's
no, they're playing it straight.
And
everybody's playing it straight,
right? And his Gelt is a very grim character. And he's a psychopath, probably. If you think about it, it's like, yeah, he just murders people for money. I mean, he doesn't care,
but he doesn't enjoy it though.
Right. Yeah, and that comes up. They mention that, I think, don't they, about killing?
Yeah, that's what he mentions. Him? That. He goes, "Do you enjoy it?" Shad asks him, "Do you enjoy it?" And he goes, "Not really."
Yeah,
it's a living, it's a job.
And his ship was interesting too, because whenever he was flying, he was like looking up. It's like, are you looking at some screens up there or something? I'm not sure what you kind of the shots were very limited, right? For most of.
Yeah, he's just sitting there and he's just flying around. And I mean, I actually thought that the look from inside of his ship was cool. Mm-hmm. Better than Shad, who's always pulling that big thing. Like it looks like the thing you use at the dentist, that the old dentist chairs from when I was a kid, where they point this giant thing at your face in order to take an X-ray. They pull it over and he pulls it in front of him and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna steer with this thing now." In Nell, and with Shad doing that, but
yeah,
no, nobody else saw. You didn't see that.
So no, I didn't.
No comment on that.
No. So I mean, what are we going to say about it? I mean, it's.
I mean, I'm glad I saw it because it's a well.
But in my memory before I saw it, it was like, how would I have if I had to describe it or whatever? I probably would have. My memory of it wasn't good. Like, oh, this is a really good movie, know. So I guess it came across about like I remember it, but when you hear Roger Corman and everything, and low budget 1980. It's like, yeah, this probably should have sucked more. I mean, I'm not saying it sucked. It probably should have sucked. Let me put it that way. And it didn't. I didn't think it was workable.
I mean, I appreciate the performances. They weren't, they weren't bad. I can't point to any of the performances and say, hey, this guy was sucked, right? Like they were all at least were, average to better than that. The special effects were well, they won almost, they won an award, right? They put a lot of effort into the special effects. They didn't put much effort in the story because Shad just goes here and people are like, oh, okay. He doesn't really get much trouble, except maybe the first place he goes to with no, stay here as an android. But he quickly overcomes that. But most people that don't provide much of a an obstacle to getting them on the with his plan. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate the the scenes and the backdrops. I mean, there's a little bit of cheese with the. Notice the good guys are running around. They got these little boxes on their back. That's their, I guess, laser packs for their lasers. Did you notice that, Cam?
No.
No, you didn't. The little backpacks they had, kind of lame. But there's a shot near the end when they're they've got people are injured, they're lying, and they got dirt on them and blood and stuff. So I mean, they're putting a little effort into. They're like lying against rocks and like dying slowly.
Well, okay, let's ask a question. This versus Megaforce.
Oh, but see, the thing is I saw Megaforce when I was a teenager, and it was like the coolest thing ever. Like I've got nostalgia going for me for that one. But I mean, I have to admit, when we saw Megaforce again, I was like, wow, it's not as good as I thought. I mean, come on, it was cool. The guy puts his hat on the thing, and camouflage. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which I don't know. Where would I go? Which is better?
This was better.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. What else?
Well, we're speechless, I guess. Yeah.
You forgot to tell. You forgot to tell the about the two alien things. What were they called? They weren't nesters. They were the other. There's these two like alien.
Oh yeah, they're right. The little.
But there's something else.
The little heat generating guys.
Yeah, the heat guys.
Yeah. They're the ones that took out the tank, right?
They take out the tank, and then they die or something because they use all their energy, or I don't know if they die or they get taken to the hospital.
Yeah,
or something.
because they were cold or whatever. Because they basically they didn't have ears. That's how they were able to take out the
no ears,
the sonic tank, and their communication produces heat. That was what we found out when they captured what's her face earlier.
And they run in front and they just zap the tank, and then they turn around and zap the guys. And then they collapse.
Yeah.
And that's how they defeat the bad guys.
The Kelvin, yes. There you go. Thank you, Dave.
The Kelvin, that's what they're called?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Kelvin, yes. I said Kevin. Yeah, Laura Cody played the Kelvin. I guess someone else did too. There's two of them, I thought. But yeah. Yeah, that's the only point you forgot there. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I saw it, but I was like, what is going on? This is too easy. Corman, a little more time spent on the writing. I mean, that'll never happen.
Well, okay, so it was written by
the quality was there though. Quality, like the shots, like the camera work, and I'm like the backgrounds and everything. I'm like, this looks like a real movie. It doesn't look like a Corman movie. It actually looks like a real movie. This one, that's what I said to myself. Inside the internals on the ships.
Yeah, I mean,
made on it and stuff. Like
well, I'll tell you what. There's
buttons and things, lights flashing, and
right.
It didn't look like it. It didn't look like they took the soundboard and just slapped it in with tape or something like that. Actually.
Right. Maybe this is an unfair comparison, but like I watched Doctor Who when I was a kid, right? The production value on Doctor Who absolutely sucked. It was 15, 20 years behind whatever the time in the US was.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of course it was a TV show, it was a serialized TV show. So you couldn't expect it to be the same, but just in terms of, what we're talking about here. Yeah. So, and James Cameron did a lot of that stuff on the movie apparently.
Yeah, which is why I think that it's it gave us, I think that's why Cameron. This is Cameron's. He's like, look, after that he's probably like, look at the piece of shit that I took here, and I made it look good. So I mean, PB, I'm not going to agree 100%. It looked like a 70s TV movie. Yes. Low budget. Yes. Below average writing. Soap opera level acting. I didn't feel that way. I thought it was a little bit better than that. Weak plot. Yes. Cheesy costumes and effects. Some of them were cheesy, but not all of them, and the effects were better. And that's probably Cameron and the James Horner music, as Cam mentioned before. Yes, so I would agree with some of this, but not necessarily all of it. Yeah.
So I guess my conclusion is that it was better than indicate than everything about it would indicate, right? It ended up punching above its weight, I think.
I can buy that. I can buy that. I would accept that. Yeah. PB might disagree with you. Classic Doctor Who had writing and acting leap years ahead of any sci-fi on US TV. But production values, no. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. Well, I'm not
The
sure about
writing and the acting.
I'm not sure about acting.
Okay.
In some cases, good, some cases not. But yeah, I think some of the writing on Doctor Who, you can definitely make an argument was really good. Back in the
Yeah.
day.
That's where they spent their money. I mean, yeah. All right. If it wasn't for the writing and the actors, Doctor Who wouldn't have been what it was. Yeah. I mean, those are the things that I prefer. But yeah.
I wonder how long it took them to knock this movie out. And another good question. It's like, well, how did they get these relatively known actors?
Well, I was reading, and it said that the a significant portion of the budget of Corman's budget went to Vaughn and Papard. So I'm not sure. Is that like maybe 10%? Did he pay them $100,000 each or something like that? 200,000, 10% of the thing.
Well, I would say, I mean, I wonder if, I mean, Robert Vaughn's part maybe was filmed in a day. It was pretty brief.
A day or two.
Yeah.
Well, he would have had to go into the, I don't know. I think they would be in a studio for the ship stuff, and then maybe a different studio for on the ground where he's dying.
Well, they had, where they found him on his planet was basically a set that he just sat there and did his thing, and then, like you said, he had his scenes on his ship.
And he's just he's just looking out the window and.
Right. Then he had the scene with the kids, asking him about if he's a bad man, and then when he was his death.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe a week.
Yeah. I thought this. Yeah, I mean, the insides of the ships were pretty done. Love it as a kid. Love it even more now. Yeah, I didn't see it as a kid, but.
We should have had Elvis on to talk about that. I didn't know he was such a fan.
Some of the Doctor Who stories were written by Douglas Adams.
Okay.
During the Baker era. I didn't know
that. Dave here is saying that the film was produced in 5 weeks. Okay.
5 weeks.
Well, that sounds pretty like damn
Corman.
Short.
It sounds like what Corman does.
Wow. If that includes the special effects stuff?
I don't think so. It was shot. It means the shooting.
Okay.
Special effects would have been done after. I don't think that would include. I'm looking. I don't see that, but I mean, I think that fits with what Corman does. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Quick as possible. Yeah.
Pardon me. 2 shows a night. Kill me.
Yeah. So Corman hired Cameron as a model maker, being impressed with his short film Xenogenesis. When the original art director for the film was fired, Cameron became responsible for the majority of the film's special effects, production design, and art direction. It was his first big break. Helped propel his career.
So there you go. It was very important in the world of film.
It was for Cameron. I mean, Cameron's,
Well, okay.
our movies suck, but
I've seen way worse movies for way more money. That's for damn sure. Again, per quality per
I
dollar.
think I saw them this year.
Well, yeah.
Fantastic Four. I'm looking at you.
Quality per dollar spent. This hits high, right? I mean, that's
for sure. I mean, the funny thing is, we can look at this movie from Corman, knowing he's a B movie guy, and then look at something like I said, Fantastic Four, and go, oh, like the modern, go, oh, okay, they spend what, 200 million or something like that on that, and what do they get? Nothing. I mean, geez, it's not it's not worse than that, which is pretty.
Oh,
imagine spending $200 million to make a Corman B movie,
Yeah. One other thing I read is it said I was just reading on Wikipedia is that Bill Paxton of Aliens and many other things, he's in Terminator, he's in Weird Science, all kinds of stuff, was a carpenter on the set.
Oh yeah,
of this movie. So that's pretty funny. And he said that was apparently where James Cameron first met him.
This versus Highlander 2. No, I did not like the latest Fantastic Four movie. Was like I said, every time we talk about this stuff, I'm a story guy, right? If the story is good, that's the main thing. I mean, sometimes crappy special effects might take away. They might, good ones add to the story, but you need a good story first. And for me, the biggest problem of this story is not spending enough time, developing the characters and, hey, you want to come help me fight are these bad guys? Sure, no problem. I'm in. It's kind of a little bit, but it's an hour and a 45-minute movie. They didn't have a lot of time to do everything. But there are worse movies than this that cost a lot more money, and some of them were made this year, in my view. So, I can't be too harsh. I mean, was the Fantastic Four movie, for example, was the story any better than this one? No, it was like, oh, we go here, we go there. I'm like, what the hell? All right. No different. Anyway, that's my own personal view on that stuff. Just goes to show, I guess, movie making is difficult, or they still suck at it, or something. I don't know. Make me think I could make a movie, Cam. I know nothing about making movies. Good movie can establish a character in the same amount of time. Yeah, they could. All right. Oh, Weatherman. Sorry, Weatherman's going to be out. You're out. Battery backup. All right. Good to see you.
Right. Take care, Weatherman.
See you. All right. We're just coming to summing up the show anyway. We're pretty much. I think that's it. Anything you want to mention about the show?
No, I think I'm talked out.
Yeah. I'm glad I saw it because it is a classic, and I think every science fiction snob should see it. Was it that great? No. Are there worse movies in it? Yeah, sure. It was interesting. Again, I'm still impressed with the sets and everything are pretty good, right? Like I'm not, I'm like, oh, okay, they spent some money on the the interiors of the ships, and they're in some sort of, when they're fighting the bad guys on the ground, they're in some sort of cave type network. The tactics aren't very good, but you're like, okay, well, this is hey, this is cave, and it looks they spent some money on it. It looks good. Yeah, so I thought I was impressed by that. Corman put the movie or the money to good use in that those areas. No comments on that? No. I don't know that I really want to give it I don't think I want to give it much of a rating or anything, but yeah. All right. That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Worth seeing.
would you like to revisit for the late crowd? Would you like to revisit your announcement?
Of course, we're going to do that. Yes, of course, we're going to do that. That's what I was getting ready to do. If we're done from the,
Yep.
if we're done talking about the movie, yeah, let's talk about what's come up. First thing, the Babylon 5 retrospective will return in 2026, January 7th. So no more of the show because the show would fall on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So we're not going to do that. The show back to regular on January 7th. And it's episode 4, right? Is that right, Cam?
Yep.
Passing through Gethsemane.
Yep.
I always pronounce that wrong. Yeah. And the big announcement, which we made earlier in the show, which you might have missed if you weren't here, is the big event we've talking about with Babylon 5 retrospective. We have an interview with a very, very important person who is affiliated with Babylon 5. Special guest has agreed to be on our show on Wednesday, January 28th. Mark your calendars. We were not announcing the name yet, but we will announce the name on January 7th. Unless something happens, something falls through. But right now, everything's good to go. January 28th, this person is going to be on the show live. The show will start 3 hours early, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to try to get the maximum amount. So mark your calendars, 3 hours early. And on the 7th, we will start opening up. Once we tell you who the person is, we're opening up the Discord. You can go into the Babylon 5 channel, and you can, if you have questions of this person that you wish to ask, post them in there. We're going to be asking our questions, your questions, whatever we get that are good questions. And we're hoping to have him on for about, he or she has agreed to how long? Hour and a half-ish. You'll still be able to, people can still ask questions in the chat, of course. But, we might not get to those. But we will much more likely to get to ones that people give us beforehand, put them in there. So, yeah, I encourage you guys to put your questions in to this person beforehand. January 7th, we'll let you know. Yeah. Did I miss anything?
No, Madman is mentioning that his show will also return in 2026.
Right on. Okay. And Madman is the one who has organized this for us. So props to him, not to me. I didn't do it. He was able to get this person. And the rumors are that it's his wife's cousin's brother's friend who used to live beside them. I don't know if those are true or not. But yeah. Anyway, he organized that.
That joke worked even better the second time.
Yeah. Not everyone heard it because they weren't all here. You got to keep. Everyone can't be a gem. Every joke can't be a gem, Cam. Sorry.
It'd be nice if one was.
Oh, ouch. All right. There's the socials if anybody wants to, while we're talking. Since Cam is busy insulting my jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Could the guest be the ghost of Zathras? I don't know who that is. The Bad News Bards will be on again. Regular time. All right. They're going to keep going. Mm-hmm. Discord tonight. I might go into Discord for a little bit. But you won't be, no one will be squeezing out the truth for me and who the person is. So don't bother trying. Yeah. But I think you guys, like I said, you guys will be, those of you who don't know will be pleasantly surprised and surprised and be like, I think you'll want to come to the show, which is why we're having it. We're going to get like almost a month to promote it because we want to try to push, more people to watch the show. And like I said, it's going to be pretty big. I think any fan of Babylon 5 will want to come and hear this person, their thoughts about the show. So yeah. All right, did I miss anything? Is there something you want to mention, Cam?
Nope.
This week, I was going to work on something. I don't know if I've been sick a little bit. I don't know if I'll have time to put something up for Christmas Eve for our regular Wednesday show. I might, but don't hold your breath. And it probably, it won't be like live. But on the 31st, Madman and I are working on a Babylon 5 meme show. Did I include that in there? Let me just check here. Yeah, we're working on a little, we're thinking of, we hang out for like an hour from the regular time, just post a bunch of memes and stuff and drink some booze, ring in the new year type of thing. So, yeah, if you want to come for that, if you're interested, go ahead. Note that there may be some spoilers because some of the memes are spoilers, but I'm the one who doesn't know what's going on. Most of you guys know, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. All right, we got primetime special. Oh, speaking of jokes. Oh, that's what I forgot. Jeff wants some jokes. Cam, do you have any jokes?
No.
Isn't it your day to get jokes?
Mm-mm.
No. All right, I've got a bunch of Star Wars jokes because it's just, it's not a takeoff of Star Wars, but he's trying to cash in on Star Wars.
Let's be clear. Everybody tried to cash in on Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Right.
So let me ask you, Cam. Do you know how Darth Vader likes his toast?
No. How does Darth Vader like his toast?
Come on, you should know this. On the dark side.
Okay. Yeah.
What Sam Jackson was what Mace in the
Mace Windu.
How did Mace die in Star Wars?
Well, yeah, I do, but let me answer your dumb joke. How did Mace die in Star Wars?
Through the window. Get it? Through the window? Mace Windu? Through the window? You get out the window?
Let me break in here.
Why are super chats not on? I think
they
are on. Aren't they on? They should be.
How could you not be collecting that bank?
I didn't turn them off. All right, well, I have to go in and check.
Or demonetized.
What the heck's going on?
Crap.
Did you hear about the new Star Wars movie? Jackie Chan is going to be in it.
No, I didn't hear. No, I didn't.
He's going to be a TIE fighter. TIE as in TIE fighter. TIE.
No, I don't get it at all.
All right, never mind. I blew that one. What is what do you call a Star Wars spoiler?
I don't know. What do you call a Star Wars spoiler?
Wookiee leaks. Because Wookiees, WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks, right?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Cam didn't like those. All right. I win, though. He didn't laugh, so I win. All right. That's it for the show, everybody. Thanks for coming. The next time we'll see you is this time next week. There's no Babylon 5 this week. This time next week, we're going to have a show, and it's going to be, I mentioned at the top of the top of the show, we're going to do the snobberies, the awards for the best and worst of whatever in science fiction, various, movies, TV, books, RPGs. That's yours, Cam. Video games, whatever, actors, actresses, anything. And you guys are welcome to put your thoughts in the go to the Discord and throw them into the Toplofty Lounge channel there and to say, hey, this person deserves an award for the best or the worst or the whatever. And we'll talk about them on next week. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Sounds great. All right. That's it, everyone. Good night. See you next week.